I'm Lizzie Knowles and I'm a retired police sergeant, and this is King's Heath Police Station behind me. I worked here on response in the custody block and as a neighbourhood sergeant. The local community knew where we were, they knew how to contact us, they knew where to come to get help. And in my experience, if we want to cut crime and improve public relations, then that's what we need. Local officers in local bases working with the local community.
Every community needs strong and effective local police teams. We need police in our neighbourhoods working with the community to tackle issues such as dangerous driving, such as antisocial behaviour, and the quite serious crime that affects many people in their homes and in their neighbourhoods.
I've been pleased to work with Jon Hunt, our Liberal Democrat candidate for the Police and Crime Commissioner, to talk about local policing.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I've been a councillor in Birmingham for nearly 20 years. And during that time, I've worked with local police teams, some very good local police teams, and I've seen the distressing collapse in local policing, and that's why I put my name forward for this post. I've also, as a councillor, held a number of quite senior positions in local government, and I bring that experience too. But what I want to talk about, and what I'm bringing to this in particular, is that experience I share with many people, but I'm the only one here working with local police and seeing what they can do. Because to my mind, bringing back effective local policing is a critical thing that we need to come out of this election in the West Midlands.
The police station closure programme has been a disaster, and it's been a disaster not because the police didn't need to look at their buildings and work out how to save money, but because it's given the message that the police are withdrawing from communities. It's given the police need to be out there in the communities, all the different communities and the very diverse communities in our region. It's funny, the one thing makes a difference to all the communities, that's having effective local police teams in their area, and that's been lost, and it needs to come back, particularly as there are opportunities now.
You've got a fairly, I think, amongst all the candidates, unique take on what you think should happen with the Police and Crime Commissioner role.
Yeah, get rid of it.
It's been a colossal waste of money and an embarrassment. There needs to be elected people overseeing the police and setting the police budget. And before the Crime Commissioner, there was a police authority, and we might come to some of the weaknesses of that. So my proposal, because we've got other things in this region, we should be doing what London does and putting it alongside the regional mayor. Where we're trying to be different is that the deputy mayor that we propose wouldn't be appointed by the regional mayor, but would continue to be directly elected. So I do believe there is a need for a directly elected person, but maintaining their own office in Lloyd House at a cost of £2.5 million a year, and particularly in the light of some of the issues that have been in this region in terms of the running of that office, seems to me really poor, and a very poor use of police money, because it is coming from police money which should be spent on police on the ground. When I first came to the West Midlands, knowing very little about the region, about 40 odd years ago, I started off in Oldbury, and I was based in Oldbury and Sandwell, and then I moved to Wolverhampton. I was working on the Express and Star newspaper. In my career as a councillor, again, I've ranged across the region. I was vice chair of the Integrated Transport Authority. So again, we were working right across the region. So one of the things I offer is a pretty wide knowledge of the West Midlands region that we're talking about, particularly, although I haven't lived in the Black Country for a while, of the geography of the Black Country, and the way it's very different from the city I live in at the moment, which is Birmingham.
This area needs a local policing plan so that the local police team is based right in the community where they can deal with antisocial behaviour and crime on the spot. This is a perfect opportunity. Keep the police local.